Okay, welcome to the press conference following tonight's FIBA EuroBasket 2025 qualifier between Great Britain and the Netherlands, GB running out 98-94 victors. With us we have the Dutch coach Arik Shevek and Kai van der Verst, the Dutch captain. Kai, firstly, could you give us some thoughts on your team's performance tonight?
Well, congrats to GB for the first of all. I think we started really bad. The first 25 minutes, we were not in the game. Great Britain was like dominating on every part of the court, I think. Then we found our rhythm. I think then we showed a different Netherlands. Netherlands we had to show from the start, but we didn't do. I mean, it's weird to say, but I think we can be happy with 4 points loss. Because if it was 25 like in the beginning, then the campaign is over. So I think we can be sad, but on the other side, we are lucky.
Coach, your first game, how did you feel your team performed for you?
Congratulations for GB. As Kai said, I think that there was no connection between what we plan, what we do, how we played on summer, on the pre-qualification Olympic Games, to what we showed and performed in the first 25 minutes. I give the credit for that for GB, that they play a really aggressive, hard defense, fighting, diving for loose balls, and they did everything that should be done in this competition. Then on the second half, I think that we find our rhythm, especially Kai, that brought us back to the game with a few three-point shots and nice passes. And as I said, in the moment that we started to play defense, first of all, you saw that Great Britain is a good team, but not as good as they showed on the first 25 minutes. And again, I respect them for the win, but they are not as good as they played on the first 25 minutes because they played against average defense and below. As soon as we started to play better defense, they start to make some more turnovers. I have to give them the credit for making some, when we came to down 2, they made some really nice, crucial actions of a three-point shot, block shot, end of the game, and they brought it back to 6-7. And as Kai said, we should be sad to lose, but in a away game against Great Britain, which I know very well, it's always tough here. Next year, February, we're going to have a home game against Great Britain. So the 4 points loss, it's a loss that we can live with that. I'm not happy, but at least the campaign is alive.
Questions in the room? We have a microphone as well. John?
Coach, you were down by as many as 21. You got it back to 2 with around 4 minutes remaining. Just talk about the character of your side, even though you came away with a defeat. Just talk about the character of your side and how positive that was in those 4 minutes and how you can build up to the next game.
On the summertime, when we played the pre-qualification games for the Olympic Games, we played against top teams. Poland, Croatia, Israel, really top teams. And we showed ourselves, and we proved ourselves that we can compete with, I don't want to say anybody, but we can compete in the highest level. We lost by 6 to Croatia, which, big Croatia, okay? So it was really disappointing, not for me, for us, to perform the way that we performed. We know exactly what we can give. And you saw that on the moment that we started to come back to the game, I don't want to sound arrogant because we lost, but on the moment that we came back to the game, you saw that we know what to do. Nothing was coincidence. Even the three-point shots of Kai, or the three-point shots of Luke, or the three-point shots of Charlotte came from something that we did. Yeah? So if we got the confidence that if we play and then we execute like we should execute, good things will happen. And that's why we were so I will not say confident, but we played with confidence that we can do that. Yeah? Unfortunately, as I said, GB made some big actions at the end of the game to win the game. But this game, the way it developed, if we would have won this game by 1 or 2 or 3 points, whoever was here, it was not a surprise. Yeah?
Any other questions? Kai, can we ask you about Monday's game against Greece? They were winners over the Czech Republic tonight. How do you feel that game?
How much they won?
72-64. What do
In
you
Greece,
think?
right?
In Greece.
I think they're the best team in our group. They are the favorites. So yeah, they're coming Monday to Netherlands. I think we got nothing to lose. We need to learn from the first half today and play with the confidence we had in this 4 minutes when we came back. I think if we play like this, everything is possible. You never know. It's still basketball, and you never know what happens. But of course, we got to be realistic. Greece is by far the best team in our group, and it's a team to beat. So let's see him on Monday.
I was going to ask the coach, does that really change much about the group in terms of what you have to do, which is basically get the second place?
Again, sorry?
Does this game change your perspective on what you have to do to qualify, in other words, to get that second place?
First of all, 3 teams are qualifying, not 2.
Sorry. Yeah.
So that's why I said what I said. That everything that we said now here, it's on paper. It's theoretically. Because it's obvious that the 2 teams that will compete for the 3rd spot, it's Holland and GB. Theoretically. Both teams can make a surprise and suddenly win against Greece or win against Czech Republic or whatever. Yeah? But on paper, theoretically, it's head-to-head, GB and Holland. And that's why I said what I said, that if losing here by 20, 25 points, 30 points, and the game went to that direction, yeah? Till Kai changed it, and the guys step up on defense and made some nice things. This was the direction of the team, of the game. Once we were lost only by 4, so as I said, everything is open. And I want to emphasize it again. I'm coaching many, many years in my career, as you know, and I told the guys, I won against Maccabi Tel Aviv many times. I won against Maccabi Tel Aviv many times, and they were always the best team. Yeah? So everything is theoretically, but as I said, might be that we win against Czech Republic, or we win against Greece, or GB will win against one of those teams, and then it changed the whole, and then you have to shuffle the cards again. Yeah? But on paper, this is going to be the game. Next February, Holland against Greece, Holland against GB, in Holland. And that's why I said that it's an okay result for us. I'm very careful with what I said, because GB is a very good team away too. Always it's tough to play against GB.
But after your good summer program, you're not confident also that you take the Czech Republic?
Again, sorry?
After having such a good summer program, are you not confident that you're going to be able to take the Czech Republic?
First of all, a coach's job is never to be confident. Yeah, okay? And we played a little bit with different lineup on the summertime, with players that are not here. As you know, we have 5 NCAA top players, and unfortunately not here. So I think that the next window against Czech Republic, because the next window for us it's a home and away home against Czech Republic. So hopefully that we will have the full roster. But with the roster that we have now, I knew that it's going to be tough. I didn't expect that it will go that way on the first 25, 26 minutes. But I'm very proud of this, that my players stepped up and brought it, as I said, they brought us back to life in this campaign.
Good. Yeah, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Good luck. And welcome to the second part of the press conference after Great Britain's 98-94 victory tonight over the Netherlands in the EuroBasket 2025 qualifiers. We have Great Britain captain Carl Weasleton and head coach Mark Stuttle. Carl, let's start with you. It was a game of ups and downs, but how do you rate the performance overall?
Overall, we're happy with the performance. We knew it was going to be a challenge coming in. It's a very new group for us, so our focus during the week was just trying to gel together as much as possible. We know we let it slip a bit in the second half, but we kept our heads enough to come out with a win, and that's the most important thing for us at this stage, so definitely pleased with the overall performance.
Mark, how about you? How did you see it as a coach?
Exceptionally delighted, proud of my young team, and I think, as Carl said, we have had an evolution of kind of a new group. A lot of guys in the group who are experiencing a taste of this for the first time, and guys are at the infancy of their career. That's not to look past, some of the more experienced players in our group, but I think learning how to win at this level is a skill in itself, and we understand, how competitive every game is at this level. Do we want to play a cleaner second half? Absolutely, for sure. But, credit to Netherlands. I thought that they did a good job of making plays and staying in the game. However, I thought when it came down to making key winning basketball plays, I was exceptionally proud of how my group did that. And, I hope that these guys get a chance to exhale and reflect on what's a really important win for our campaign.
Rob?
First of all, does it feel like the magic is back in Newcastle? Because you went on a long unbeaten run here, and then it took a few defeats. Does it feel like there is that sheen on it again?
Yeah, I'm probably biased about playing games here in Newcastle. It's something that everybody around the Newcastle organisation, everybody from the British Basketball Federation has tried to work really hard to put on a really good camp. I feel that even little things. Massive shout out to our general manager who was able to get us in a day earlier than normal. And in this situation, that makes a massive difference. It really does. I felt like that extra day's practice and prep, kind of facilitated our week. So, look, I love playing here in this arena. I think it's good that we're able to fill out, with 3,000, GB fans. I think that's really important. Some of the British basketball fans are not aware of the stars that we have. Carl Weasleton is, been in Italy for close to a decade now, if not longer.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So I think it's important that British basketball fans get to see our top level talent wearing a jersey in this arena. So yeah, really pleasing to get a win here.
Can I just ask you, Carl, what's it like to have Miles back? Because he's been missing for a couple of years. What's the difference that he's made to the group?
Well, we all know, over the last few years, we've seen what Miles has been able to bring to the group, not just on the court, but off the court. He's one of our veteran leaders. He's been part of the program for a long time now, so it's definitely a big plus to have him back and have him represented, because he's one of those guys who gives his all, who's always willing to die on the court for GB. So to have someone like that back in the team and just help sort of mold the new generation and the new guys coming in, it's a great addition it's a great return, I guess, to have.
Coach, how happy were you with GB's execution, especially in the first half? You actually shot 70% from the field. Okay, it dropped to 46 at the end, but just talk about the execution and Miles Hessen obviously getting to the lineup and hitting his first 7 shots and shooting the ball incredibly well tonight.
Yeah, I think we've tried to put a lot of focus on how we wanted to play and how we wanted to attack, and I thought that, you know, a lot of guys shoot the ball in rhythm if you take good rhythm looks. You know, I think overall we shot just over 40% from 3 on 27 attempts. We'd like that, you know, to be 30 attempts is the target that we're aiming for. I thought we got to the free throw line, you know, 25 times. You've mentioned Miles there, but I think everyone, you know, the offensively, I was really pleased with how we scored the ball. You know, someone like Noah Horchler, who, you know, gave us such an impact in a really short period of time, I was really pleased for. And for me, that's what it takes at this level, you know, everybody being able to contribute when your number's called. So offensively, I was pleased generally for 40 minutes. We turned the ball over too much. That's something that we'll look at, you know, and think how we can be better offensively. And I think defensive identity and defensive consistency will come with time. Time's one of the things that the windows don't usually allow. So, you know, right now we've got to try and reflect, you know, recover physically, hopefully look at how we can clean up some of those areas of our play, and look forward to a really competitive game on Monday in Czechia.
And Carl, you know, you've had training camp here, you've had that first game now out of the way, and you got a good win. What do you feel that the team needs to work on ahead of Monday's game in Czechia?
Well, obviously, like Coach said, the turnovers, especially in the second half, we had too many turnovers that led to easy points for them. And that's something, especially against all the top teams in Europe, we can't allow that, because if we have a lead, we have to maintain it as best as we can, and giving teams easy looks in transition and easy buckets is something we can't allow, because we need to make sure every possession counts. So as much as our offensive performance was good today and we shot the ball really well, we can't always assume we're going to shoot 70% from 2 and 45% from 3. We're going to have days where the shots may not be falling, and we have to find ways to win those games. And obviously keeping turnovers down and defending as a unit is going to be how we do that. And that's something, obviously, like Coach said, in the windows, you don't have a crazy amount of time, but you look over film, you try to adjust and fine-tune things. And again, we've got a couple of days now before our next game, so we've got to be as ready as possible to go into a hostile Czech environment on Monday.
And Coach, now obviously the focus moves on to Monday's game in Czechia, and obviously the big danger man for them is Thomas Satoransky, but Luke was saying earlier that, you know, we've just got to focus on ourselves. What will be the message from you, you know, to your team heading into that game? I'm
going to piggyback off our captain here, who I'm, you know, really pleased that Carl has been appointed the captain, and I think, you know, someone in his mid-20s who's been an ever-present of the programme, he deserves that honour. And you know, I'm encouraging Carl to really grow and develop in that, and, you know, continue to lead how he can. But, you know, the term he's just used is defend as a unit, and that's something that we have to try and do. We really had some good examples of that today, where, you know, I thought our defence was we obviously want to pressure, but I thought we got the balance right of pulling in and protecting the paint. Obviously, at times we didn't, and I think that was when it was, you know, some pressure moments, and you get that with a group. So, yeah, for me, I think we have to make sure that we defend as a group. I think that's what we want our identity to be. I think these guys enjoy playing defence. You know, I think they enjoy competing and, you know, getting down in a stance and, you know, high pick-up points, all those things. So that's really, really important. We understand, you know, the individual talent that Czechia has. We really do. I don't say that lightly. You know, we really understand that the challenge ahead of us. Like I say, at this level, every team has the ability, you know, to play at a high level and execute at a high level. So, yeah, I like us when we defend the right way. I call it the GB way. If we defend that way, defend as a unit, then, you know, I'll back us any day of the week.
Just ask you finally about Sasha. I mean, you fought to get him back and playing hopefully regularly for GB, and there was a lot of energy from him out there.
Sasha Kalea-Jones is a high-level basketball player. He's probably a higher-level person. You know, he's somebody who, representing GB, it means a lot to. You can see that with, you know, the energy and sometimes the emotion that he plays with. He's a competitor. We were fortunate to have Sasha in with, you know, I was fortunate to have Sasha in with my very first window here, whenever that was. I can't remember now, a few years ago. And even seeing Sasha now, I feel like he's developed as a professional basketball player significantly, and that's a credit to him. So, yeah, he's had a really good week. He understands there's a big responsibility on him. I think he thrives with that responsibility, and I know that, you know, he'll be reviewing the film as well and seeing how he can make more of an impact on Monday.
I was going to ask Carl if you can just give us a few words about Kwasi Yeboah, who played a few years ago, and but tonight had definitely came of age almost in international terms.
It's definitely good to have him in the group. Obviously, I know Kwasi well. We played together throughout the juniors, and I've been in his ear really to come back to GB and represent. And he's happy to be back now. It showed today in his performance. He again is someone who's flourished over the recent years, and is someone who's ready now to have an important role in this team. He's shown that tonight, and we need him to keep it going. And I'm sure he'll do that because he's a very confident man and a confident player. And I'm excited to see what else he can do in the next coming games and in the future for GB.
Good. That concludes the press conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.